Hey guys, welcome back to Tactical Pontoon. I know it's been a while, been very busy, so we're going to do a little bit of an update video on what's been going on, good things we've had, run through the shop, as well as just kind of an update. I know that, honestly, most everything I do is posted on Instagram. There will be a link down below, because if you want to see the day-to-day or get an update as to, a more current update as to what is happening, Instagram is the place to go. That's really where I find that I have a chance to update more so than here on YouTube or even on my website. So most up-to-date stuff, got some good pictures. Instagram, that's where it's at. So really, between Black Friday, Christmas, Ranger Proof swag, we dropped the fire trigger system. That is live. It's available on my website as well as on their website. So really, that's an excellent option for a more of a carry type trigger. That one, instead of like my the Elite Marksman series that I have on my website, is a tuned aftermarket style trigger system, whereas the Ranger Proof swag fire trigger system, it was built to be more of a carry traditional duty system. By that, I mean, aside from the trigger shoe, they're factory components that have been tuned and highly polished, especially in the areas where they are working. So that's the difference between the Elite Marksman and the Ranger Proof swag fire system. Excellent trigger system. I have one in a carry gun. It's a duty rated, get you there trigger system. Really, really proud of that one. I was glad to get a chance to work with Ranger Proof on that. So if you get a chance, check that one out. It's on my website or it's on their website. I plan on doing an actual video on the system component differences between my Elite Marksman and the Ranger Proof swag fire, but we'll see when I get a chance to do that. Let's go forward on a few things that are in the shop right now, some projects that I've been working on. One of them that I want to talk about is the Nomad 9 or Nomad Defense Nomad 9 frame. And yet again, if you've been on my Instagram, you will have seen this frame and some of the results I've had with it. Right now, it's wearing, and as you can see, it's kind of bare, a Zafiri Precision slide, and I love Zafiri Precision. I've got a Glock 34, I've got another Glock 19, and then this Glock 19 slide from Zafiri Precision. I've got at least 2 of their barrels. Really happy with anything that Zafiri Precision has put out. They've just gone above and beyond. Their price and their quality. This here is done in titanium blue. I wanted to do something different. I have a lot of Noveski bazooka green, black, and camo. So I wanted to do something different, and this really is just a beautiful color. That one will get finished soon. Probably going to go with the stainless steel barrel for that guy. But let's talk about the Nomad 9. Now this is a Generation 4 frame, fully aftermarket. You will need an FFL to purchase one. Well, you'll have to buy one and then send it to an FFL. It's not an 80%. The cool thing about the Nomad 9, aside from being a Gen 4, which, if you know me at all, I am a Gen 3 guy. When I heard that it was a Gen 4, I'm like, alright. Well, I really wasn't planning on getting one of these yet, but I had I had a customer who wanted a trigger for one, and being that I didn't have a Generation 4 just sitting around, I thought, why not? I'm building it for the Nomad 9. I might as well get a hold of one. And Tim at Delta Strategic Stippling hooked me up with one of these guys, just got it out to me in a hurry. And I really want to say not only thank you to Tim, if you're watching this, but thank you to Nomad for creating a Generation 4 that I really, really like. They pretty much they create a frame that you don't need to send out to have stippled. You don't really need any framework for it. I did have one thing that I talked to them about, that if I was to change anything, which really you don't need to, are up front here, those finger ledges. I would want one that's just a little bit wider to get a little bit more purchase when shooting, but other than that, not a big deal. The fact that they're even on there alone, straight from the factory, is pretty damn cool. The grip is great. It's got a couple different grip panels. I really haven't even tried that yet. The one that it comes with fits my hand really well. The texture is awesome. Really is a good grippy texture. The cool thing about the Gen 4 would obviously be the, one of the things would be the mag release, the larger mag release than a Gen 3. This one's scalloped and cut out. It's got the undercut already. I mean, really, you can pick this frame up for $200, thereabouts. I think that's about what they're running for. And just run with it. It's a great frame. Now, it is a 9mm frame. They went with the single pin design like the Glock Generation 5. So if you want to run something like, I don't know why you would want to, but a 40 caliber, or even better, the 357 SIG, they don't recommend it because it is the single pin design, and you could possibly look at wearing this frame out sooner than later. Other than that, another thing, aside from just how well it fits in the hand and how you really don't need to have a stipple job done on it, but that is something I do want to have done by Excel Weapon Works. So I'm going to see about seeing if I can convince him to do one for me. The biggest thing from my standpoint when it comes to triggers that I noticed, and I got with them, because as soon as I put a trigger in here, I dropped it, just basically a factory setup in here, and the results were pretty damn good. I had to literally pull it back out to verify that I hadn't put anything special in it already. So I got with them. I bugged Johnny at Johnny Glocks and see what he could see, and they did a little bit of tweaking on how the trigger block sits in there, so it actually cants just a little bit. So this thing, instead of acting like a Gen 4, it actually acts a lot more like a Gen 3 when it comes to the trigger system. So the cool thing about this, from a trigger standpoint, is you are going to get a better trigger no matter what trigger pack you put in it. It's going to act more like a Generation 3 than a Generation 4. So, kind of a cool idea. It does use Generation 4 components, aside from the locking block. So, it uses Generation 4 trigger components, but it does act a lot more like a Generation 3. So that's really cool. And also, speaking of Nomad, at SHOT 2019, one of my triggers will be on the one of their display frames. So that was pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. I have dealt with the guys at Nomad, talking to them while I was putting this together, and they're just some really cool guys with some innovation, and they're gun guys. They've created a very cool product. I look forward to running this frame a lot more, especially when, now that it has a dedicated slide from Superior Precision. So that's one thing that I've had going on. Really like the Nomad. Another one that I've had for a little while is from Excel Weapon Works, and I love Matt out at Excel. Really excellent dude. Sent this guy out in Cobalt. It's kind of one of his newer stipple designs. Really does fit in the hand. He does excellent work. I know you've probably seen him on Glock Guy 226, Tactical Toolbox, Hank Strange. He's been around. When it comes to polymer 80s that have been stippled, Excel is the guy to go to. Busy guy. He's always turning out some amazing frames. He was nice enough to send me this guy to test out and put a build around, and it runs. I got it drilled up. Very simple. I was one of those people that had a couple version 1.5s. If you go back in my history, probably my first or second video was on a Polymer 80 version 1.5. I was kind of late to the game, picked some up on sale, and I hated them. The frames were the frames were very clunky from the beginning. They had a lot of room for you to improve them, but you had to do so or it looked and felt terrible. And then you had the rear rails that were polymer versus these new ones that have the steel frames or steel rails. But this guy's been a runner. I've probably got 300 or 400 rounds of ammunition through it. No problems whatsoever. Feels right. You know, he does an excellent job. He really, really does. The stipple pattern that he uses is not too aggressive. It's not too weak. It's right there where you want it. He's done this area right here. It feels great. I have no issues with this frame. I have issues with Matt just because he's kind of a jerk, at least to me. He probably won't watch this because he is a very, very busy guy. He has turned out so many of these Polymer 80 frames, it's just not even funny. Not even funny. He does an excellent job, and not only does it show, but he's got the client base, the repeat client base, to just verify he does amazing work. So, wanted to give a shout out to him. Really want him to take my Nomad frame and do his work to it. Not that the Nomad needs it, but I would like just a little bit more texture and a little bit more ledge up here. So that's that. Next thing up, because I don't want to take too long, orders are going out. Been really rocking those. I want to give a big shout out to Ranger Proof Swag for just going above and beyond, always taking care of me. We went from having black as an available color with the Apex to, I mean, you name it. One of my favorites here lately, and the light is not good for this, Instagram, that's where the good pictures are. Blue and silver, that is an amazing color. More than likely that will be in my Nomad. I've got black and like a battleship gray. I've done zombie. I've seen purple. I've seen pink. Really just opened it up to have some amazing customization. The trigger shoe, beautiful. It's just a beautiful trigger shoe, and it works. It works really well. So, just wanted to give a shout out to Ranger Proof Swag there. Speaking of triggers, I have in the shop a Salient Arms. It's just the trigger shoe. Everything else, this trigger shoe was purchased separate. This is actually Matt at Excel Weapon Works trigger shoe. Salient Arms. You may have seen this on his Instagram or his Facebook. He sent it over for me to take a look at, do some tuning to, and I thought I would just do a quick little tell you about it. I'll tell you about, and I will do a write-up and add it to the website about the Salient Arms shoe. But in all reality, the truth of the matter is the Salient Arms and the Agency in design are basically identical when it comes to function on the trigger shoe part of the house. They literally have the same amount of over travel and pre-travel elimination when it comes to their design, just a different trigger shoe. So not having shot or felt a full Salient Arms trigger pack, because this one is one that Matt put together and I will be tuning for him. Not having felt that, I cannot tell you what Salient has done to their triggers. But from a basic trigger shoe design standpoint, it's the same as an agency. Neat trigger. It does look good. I wouldn't turn it away. Really would not turn that away. That's a good looking trigger. So just kind of give you a little insight. I will be doing, writing about it instead of just having the video. I don't know. Stumble in here. Going on for a while. Next thing up is Ezox. You may have seen a video, or if you haven't, you should. Codaboy32 just did a video on his CZ Shadow. He did cleaning and a review on this stuff. I was talking to him previously because I'm going to be sending him a trigger to do in his Polymer 80 build. We got to talking about this. He told me how cool it was, so I had to get some in. I have one of my bolt carriers right now is drying, so I'm going to give this stuff a try. If it's as cool as he says it is, and I have no reason to doubt him, John at Codaboy Tactical, just excellent guy. Really easy to talk to. If you're not following him, you need to. He's got some really good videos on different guns. Everything from budget guns to really high-end. I know he's looking at the Atlas, either a 2011 or a 1911 Atlas for competition shooting. Like I said, that CZ75 Shadow. Just he's more of a rifle guy, he says. I'm a pistol guy, so I watch more of his pistol stuff. Anyways, got a bolt carrier, drying. It's more of a he says it actually dries on there. It's kind of more of a, it feels like a dry film lubricant. He says it doesn't take fingerprints. We'll see. I'm interested to give it a try. I'm one of those guys that uses coconut oil. So, and it's Louisiana, so it doesn't get all that cold. Anyways, I'm rambling on. Definitely looking forward to giving this a try in my new, which you can't see here, my new AR build. Instagram, that's where it's at. Lastly, want to just kind of show off something that my good friend Shane Quintero of Quintero Customs took this Glock 19 frame and did what he calls the Texas Razorback palm swell right here on a Glock 19 frame, and also it's Noveski Bazooka Green, pretty much my favorite color when it comes to a Glock at this point. And he stippled it, he Cerakoted it, and this thing is just beautiful. It fits, and I say that it's hard to go back to a factory Glock frame after having felt stuff from Nomad, Excel. I've got a video on my Rook Customs frame. It's just so hard to go back to a factory frame after people have done such amazing work. And I just want to give a shout out to Shane. I pretty much had him do this in trade for some trigger work. I've got like 5 of his triggers in hand. And it's just, he just does some amazing work. If you get a chance, follow him on Instagram. I'm going to link his down below. Give him a follow. He just does some amazing work. He's a really good guy. He's up and coming. He really is. You're going to see more and more of his work as time goes on. Cerakote, framework, full custom builds. It's pretty awesome. Really, I've been rambling on. It's almost 20 minutes. It will be 20 minutes by the time I hit stop. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, comment down below, hit me up on Instagram, like, subscribe, and we will catch you next time. I've got more work to do. See you next time.